Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Suda51 and this is Today in Gaming for the 8th of July 2011. My sincerest apologies for my absence recently. My master's degree occasionally throws up very large amounts of work at once and forces me onto sleep patterns that entail only about 3 hours of sleep. As such, I felt unable to do the show justice, as sleep deprived as I was. But, regardless of that, in the headlines today, the PlayStation Vita will not make the same mistakes as the PSP. Xenoblade Chronicles is to be released earlier than expected, and Hideo Kojima and Suda51 team up for a radio drama. The president of Sony's worldwide studios, Shuhei Yoshida, said in an interview with GameIndustry.biz today that the PSP Vita would not make the same mistakes as the PSP. Yoshida believes that one of the main reasons the PSP was a commercial failure was owing to the interface not being effective enough. The lack of a right analog stick, for example, that's something we wanted to attack with the PS Vita because we wanted to enhance the portable core gaming experience, and we have to do it right. Yoshida continued, saying that the release of high-definition consoles following the release of the PSP meant that its graphical capabilities were ignored as people became used to better visuals at home. The other thing was that after a couple of years, the PSP people get used to looking at pretty pictures, and especially after the launch of the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, the expectations for graphics moves on, Yoshida said. Just having great graphics on a pretty screen wouldn't have been enough. That's why we spent so much time innovating with user interface devices like a touchpad or camera and motion sensors. The PlayStation Vita currently lacks a release date. However, most sources believe it will be out before the end of the year, retailing at $250 or $300 based on the type of Vita that is bought. Xenoblade Chronicles, the much anticipated JRPG from Nintendo, is set to launch 2 weeks earlier in Europe. The game was set to launch on September 2nd, but will now be launched on the 19th of August. This will prove somewhat galling for American audiences, who are still being denied access to the game on the grounds that localization would be too costly for the release. Xenoblade Chronicles is set to provide European gamers with 100 hours of action RPG gameplay. Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition is set to be patched on the 11th of July. Capcom have identified 3 main issues with the PC version that need to be corrected. Some keyboards and gaming devices do not work properly with the game. Remapping keys can cause crashes, and smooth mode drops video frames, which are of vital importance in a fighting game. Capcom recommends using an Xbox 360 controller to deal with the keyboard issue, and the use of fixed mode instead of smooth mode to deal with smooth mode problems. A separate update to the title is planned for the 25th of July by Capcom, as well as a patch for non-Steam users being planned for the 16th of July to remove the 15-character limitation for offline play. Mass Effect 3 is to have an exclusive version of the game released with EA's online download service, Origin. The N7 Digital Deluxe Edition will include artwork of Commander Shepard, a comic by Dark Horse, and a digital art book, amongst other features. Unsurprisingly, the game will not be released on Steam, with EA's Origin currently being Steam's chief competitor. A new James Bond game will be announced at Comic-Con this month. Kotaku report that a new 007 game has been hinted at by Activision's invitation to the show. It is currently rumoured that the game will be GoldenEye Reloaded, an HD remake of Eurocom's GoldenEye 007, or Raven Software's stealth James Bond game. Raven Software, known for the game's singularity, had footage of their latest Bond game leaked back in February, and as such this has contributed to rumours that this is the actual game being released at Comic-Con this year. From Dust, Eric Chahi's Godsim, has gotten a PC launch date. The game will launch alongside the Xbox Live Arcade version on the 27th of July, and will be available on Steam, Ubisoft, as well as all other good digital distribution services. The Xbox Live Arcade version launches as part of Microsoft's Summer of Arcade promotion. However, the PS3 version still lacks a release date. In other news, Capcom have managed to allow for the Xbox 360 high-definition port of its games, Resident Evil Code Veronica and Resident Evil 4, to have 1,000 achievement points. Usually, Xbox Live Arcade games are limited to 200 points. However, Capcom have found a workaround, say Game Informer. As the games fall under the Xbox Live Games on Demand banner, it means that they can have extra achievement points owing to the fact that they were retail releases in Japan. Both games are set to launch in autumn of this year for PlayStation Network and Xbox Live Arcade, and will both feature enhanced visuals as well as all of the content from the extended PS2 and Wii versions of the games. And finally, Hideo Kojima is teaming up with Suda51 to create a radio drama. The drama, called S-Stature, is inspired by Kojima's Snatcher series, which initially launched back in 1988. According to Famitsu, Kojima is the drama's overall director, and is credited for the original idea. Suda51, the man behind No More Heroes, will take up the script, and Akira Yamoko of Grasshopper Manufacture is behind the music. S-Stature will be released as part of the 300th broadcast of Jidda Radio, Kojima's own radio show. That's all from me here at Today in Gaming. With any luck, next week will result in me resuming a normal schedule of daily updates. If you do like my work, then you check out everything else that I do over on www.vtwproductions.com, as well as subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter, and send me an email. Thanks very much for listening, and I will see you all on Monday.